Hello everyone, welcome to Ekam Academy. So today is 4th February 2025 and as you know, as the budget has released, we had been coming up with various articles in the newspaper, and in this particular segment today if you see the kind of jobs needed for Viksit Bharat goal. As everyone know, Viksit Bharat, the development agenda which we have, India wants to get developed by 2047, and what kind of jobs are needed, what qualitative jobs are needed, how we can create it for achieving this particular Viksit Bharat goal. This is what the entire article is meant. So if you see, generally every time whenever government thinks, government is thinking in a very narrow mind setup, and government is thinking in a very short term possible way to fulfill the aspirations of the local youth. Government is releasing some sudden set of jobs. See, this is not what is required. We are in required with long term structural reforms which must result in climate resilient, AI resilient. Now AI has come into picture, and aspiration centric jobs should be there. It's not like a force which is created from the society. It is an aspiration centric jobs which are required to achieve this particular state of Viksit Bharat as such. And if you see, this is the context, as you know, the union budget plays a crucial role in shaping the trajectory of India's economy. And in this India's economy, job creation is going to play a crucial role. Clear? So, as I have said, government is taking up more and more short-term measures. If you see, they are taking certain short-term measures like tax relief, which can stimulate consumer demand, which government has did it now. And long-term structural reforms are necessary to ensure sustained employment growth and real wage increase. This is what actually government has to focus. We are not expecting any kind of change in tax regime or paise bachana nahi chahte hain. We require this particular sustained employment growth where government has to focus a gradual sustained employment growth rate. And the 2024 budget introduced employment linked incentive, if you see, where government would be paying certain amount in their particular training process, and also within the pensions, within the salaries of incentives or internship programs, whichever would be conducted, government thought of bearing certain amount for skill development as such. In the similar way, in 2024 budget itself, they have launched this employment linked scheme under Pradhan Mantri's Prime Minister's 5 scheme initiative, which was launched, aiming to generate over 4 crore jobs. So this generally was in Yojana article regarding with the employment and creation opportunities. However, to realize the Viksit Bharat, the origin vision of Viksit Bharat, it is imperative to deliberate on the kind of jobs that are need to be created. So by reading the entire editorial, I have found few jobs which are qualitative and they are necessary, which have to be supported by this particular budget or the upcoming budget so that India can achieve that particular segment. As the main heading is like essential categories of employment that India must focus on. First foremost thing is climate resilient job, where climate change is an urgent and escalating concern. And those jobs which are associated with this particular climatic change impacts, those jobs have to be reduced as far as possible, and more climate resilient jobs have to be taken into consideration. If you see, there are some statistics saying that in 2019, India has ranked 7th most affected country by the climate change, which has suffered a total loss of $159 billion income loss in 2021. This was the India's rank, one of the worst, 7th worst hit country. Reserve Bank of India estimates that adaptation cost will really reach nearly 1 trillion by 2030. So if we are not focusing, these kind of losses are to be expected. So impact of climate change on agriculture, is very high, which are making people to lose their particular jobs, lose their wages, and labor productivity पे भी असर पड़ रहा है, and livelihoods also. So impact of this particular climate change is associated with agriculture related jobs. For example, we have daily wage workers, and we have people who are working in industries which are agro based industries. Their jobs would be affected, and people who transport these particular agriculture goods to that particular industry, they would be affected. It is not a one chain. We have diversified varied chain in this rich chain. So these climate change or climate resilient jobs which are there, they are essential for our Viksit Bharat as such. If you could see, massive investments in rural and urban adaptation strategies are to be taken into consideration for creating climate resilient job. So in your answer, you are going to write about climate resilient job, and there is no necessity that you write all these facts. This I have given it for information. You just write examples which can be quoted regarding with the climate resilient jobs. Because of the climatic change impacts, what are the job structures which would be focused, and what are the job categories which have to be enhanced as such. And second most important, nowadays, if you could see, India has to upgrade with technology, and AI resilient jobs should be given. For example, AI अगर आप देखेंगे, it has made few software employees to become unemployed, because the work which this software engineer would do, that AI is doing within 1 hour, है ना. Even आगे जाके few analysts were saying that AI has the capability, अभी भी है, but it doesn't have the quality check scenario in it. AI can generate a coding without a human involvement. This is what the future analysts are saying. But still, हाँ, quality check, quality control, उसमें bugs है कि नहीं, this have to be checked. That would be done by the quality test control team. So if you see, आजकल, like, as the artificial intelligence poses a significant challenge to the employment, particularly in the IT and business service sectors, where it is reducing the time within fast or quicker way. AI is generating this particular or replacing the IT employees, which currently account for 70% of the India's service export. So if this particular 70% of India's service exports में जो भी IT and business sectors है, if it is being replaced by AI, that will lead to huge amount of unemployment, and that unemployment rate will not lead India to reach towards this Viksit Bharat as such. According to McKinsey Institute, Global Institute, 50% of automation and adoption in India could take place with the next decade. Matlab, right now we are in 2025. It is estimated that by 2035, almost 50% of the works, like पेट्रोल बम्स पे जो काम कर रहे हैं, आगे जाके मुझे लग नहीं रहा है कि लाइक वो लोग वहां पे काम करेंगे. ऑटोमेटिकली AI इज गोइंग टू वर्क. सुपरमार्केट में AI, रेस्टोरेंट्स में वेटर्स जो काम करते हैं वहां पे AI, IT में जो ड्राफ्टिंग करते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट लिखते हैं, कोडिंग लिखते हैं, प्रोग्राम लिखते हैं, दे आर आउट, है ना. इंस्टेड टीचर्स का भी हाल पता नहीं है व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन एज सच. टेक्नोलॉजीज लाइक मेटा GPT, AI powered coding and chatbot driven customer care, and in customer care service also, if you see, आजकल I was opening the Axis Bank का ऐप ओपन कर रहा था मैं. So I was like supposed to speak to the customer care. कुछ इशू हुआ था वहां पे बैंक में, अकाउंट में, तो मैंने कॉल किया ही नहीं. I was speaking with that particular chatbot and it has given me the solution. हाँ, but 100% solution आया नहीं, but 90% it got resolved as such. So technologies like ये Meta GPT, AI powered coding and chatbot driven customer service are replacing human jobs and raising concerns about employment sustainability. Recently, one of my friends, he works in film industry as an assistant music director. So what he is saying is like, now we have found apps which can tune for a song also. मतलब म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर्स भी आगे जाके पता नहीं, AI take some clips from different movies and it will create a movie directly, it will release in the theater. Chances would be this might happen, but हाँ, there are challenges. जितना मैं बोल रहा हूँ उतना आसान नहीं है. There are 100% challenges attached with it. Third most important thing is aspiration jobs. India's youth, particularly in rural areas, face a paradox. While exposure to digital media and startup culture has broadened their aspirations, so we had digital media reached every corner of the country. Everyone, whatever they want to do, they are uploading. Right now, many vloggers are coming from these particular village locations itself. So, digital media increased presence and startup culture, which has developed in rural areas, they have particularly broadened their aspirations and mindset. Earlier, rural area में क्या होता था? They used to work in some farm field, or they used to do agriculture on their own farm field, or they used to start up a business which is with a less capital investment. But in rural areas right now, this is not the situation. They want hydroponics to be installed. They want aeroponics to be installed. They want dragon fruit to be installed. They want contract farming to happen. Cooperative societies. मतलब ये सारे जितने aspirations बढ़ रहे हैं, their foundational education, particularly in English and technical skills, which earlier used to remain weak, अभी भी weak है, but they have been slowly start improving. Exposure to digital media and startup culture have broadened their aspirations, and their foundational education, particularly in English and technical skills, remains weak, but nowadays it has been under this particular improved path. Many still rely on government jobs and coaching institutes to secure employment. So, reflecting a deeper insecurity rooted in their socio-economic backgrounds. So, कई गवर्नमेंट जॉब मिल गया, प्यून की जॉब मिल गया तो ठीक है, लाइक गवर्नमेंट की नौकरी लग गई, नहीं तो होमगार्ड बनते हैं. वैसा रूरल एरिया से एस्पिरेशंस बड़े नहीं होते. द रीजन बिहाइंड इट इज एज देयर एजुकेशनल बैकवर्डनेस इज वेरी हाई. सो दिस एस्पिरेशन सेंट्रिक जॉब्स विच एवर वुड बी देयर, by improving the education, by improving the startup culture, right now it is increasing slowly, as I have said, but it has to increase at a very rampant pace, because if we want to see a developed India, then we have to develop the rural areas for sure. Clear? So, necessary measures for India to focus on essential categories of employment. So, we had seen the three base job: climate resilient job, AI resilient job, and aspiration centric job. These kind of three jobs have to be created. So, what are the necessary measures which we have to take to create these particular three: climate resilient, AI resilient, and aspiration centric? And first thing is response to environment and economic challenges. So, how responsive we are, how target oriented we are, how we are working towards our economic aspirations, how we are working towards the environmental aspirations. This will make those three things to happen. If you see, to address climate related challenges, job creation must align with sustainability goals for sure. So, we have to keep in mind regarding with the sustainable development. But right now, budget did not much focus upon the global commitments regarding with the climate action. Hope so they might insert later on in the amendment segment. And government can introduce large scale programs that create employment while promoting environmental resilience also. Clear? So, this is one particular segment where government can focus, like agroforestry development department का development, उसका board के under beat officers को develop करना, and those beat officers would be taking care of these forestries. Climate action, global warming में जैसे job creation होते हैं, that we can introduce. For example, state subsidized e-rickshaws could be provided in 6 lakh villages, generating 2 million jobs, particularly for women, while improving last mile mobility. So, which we have seen the Delhi region, वहाँ पे जो e-rickshaws चलती है, टुक-टुक गाड़ी बोलते हैं उसको. So, in that particular region, how we see. So, that is what we have to focus, where government state subsidized e-rickshaws can provide employment in 6 lakh villages, generating 2 million jobs, particularly for women as such. Similarly, investments in biogas plants. If you could see, rural areas are the zones where biogas plants can be established, and they can bridge gap between current 82 plants and ambition target of 5,000 which we had set in 2018. So, by developing these biogas plants, obviously what will happen? Employment opportunities would be generated. And accelerating the 500 gigawatt non-fossil fuel energy target, which Modi has promised in COP26, है ना, 500 gigawatt का non-fossil fuel energy करेंगे. target can generate over 1 million jobs. If we are doing this particular renewable energy thing to be happened, this can generate 1 million jobs. Matlab, when we are focusing upon our climatic action related goals, separately there won't be any necessity that we focus again on employment opportunities. While we are following those climatic goals, in an automation, the jobs would be created. That is what the final output is. Clear? So, if you see, in decentralized and rooftop solar, which in 7 times more labor intensive than conventional energy projects, these initiatives not only enhance employment but also contribute to India ka jo net zero goal hai, that will be reached by 2070. So, climatic goals can be improved through employment generation in specific renewable sectors. So government has to focus on this. मतलब renewable sector पे focus करने से, if we are reaching this goal, then automatically unemployment issue को solve ही कर रहे हैं indirectly. If you are focusing upon unemployment and focusing upon targeted guideline job guaranteed, so we are when it is invested in a right direction in this particular renewable sector, then this goal of 2070 ka net zero jo goal hai, that is going to be reached. Second thing which we have to do is safeguarding employment in the age of automation. So as I have said, AI driven jobs which are there. To counteract the effects of AI, India must focus on AI resilient jobs. Already I have said that prioritize human creativity and physical engagement. So on avenue is expanding investment in education and healthcare, where maximum investment when we drop in education and healthcare, we can address the shortage of teachers. Because AI can't replace teachers, because teaching ka jo skill hai, AI can give better structured answer, but it can't teach what content has to be eliminated and what content has to be present. If you see, if you give any question of UPSC prelims into AI, it gives all the questions, all the options as right options. So AI can't qualify, ChatGPT can't qualify UPSC examination, already many have proven as such. And healthcare professionals also, AI can't replace it. So AI resilient jobs which are there, they can be increased as such. Similarly, enhancing support from National Rural Livelihood Mission can empower rural artisans where AI can't come, farmers where AI mostly can't come, craftsperson by connecting with the global and urban markets, teaching, healthcare professionals, artisans, farmers, craftsperson, they can connect with the global and urban markets through more and more investment in education and health sector, and also the digital connection when they are coming into picture. These initiatives not only create sustainable employment, but also safeguard the traditional industries like these particular craftsmanship or rural artisans from AI driven disruptions as such. But for example, if I am a painter, can AI paint like me? वो हाथ से जो painting बनेगा, that AI can't do. So these AI resilient jobs have to be promoted so that we won't fall in the stature of that unemployment. Meeting the needs of India's ambitious youth. See, this is most important priority. Job creation must align with youth aspirations. Job creation should not be just like a sheep mob. It has to fall in line with this particular youth aspirations. One effective strategy is rapid infrastructure development, such as constructing 70,000 integrated pack houses to address the existing 95% infrastructure gap in agriculture supply chains and generating over 2 million jobs at once. So whatever the infrastructure gaps are there in agriculture supply chains, if we are going to fulfill it with 70,000 integrated pack houses, that will generate 2 million jobs. So India का जो aspiration है agriculture sector में, that is meeting along with focusing on infrastructure of agriculture and additionally boosting local manufacturing of agri inputs and promoting high value exports. This is most important, which can create sustainable off-farm employment opportunities. So every time we have to focus upon agriculture inputs, manufacturing has to be boosted, and it can create sustainable off-farm employment opportunities. the rebranding rural industries and leveraging digital platforms can also come into picture. So we have to follow these particular measures, and most importantly, by accelerating national mission on edible oils, oil seeds can reduce. There are multiple benefits if you check. Oil seeds can reduce India's 57% import dependency on edible oil. This is one direct benefit. While revitalizing rural oilseed production, this initiative, along with oil production and our import dependency, it is coupled with greater use of technology and social media for marketing. It can turn traditional rural jobs into aspirational career paths. So here what can happen is, for example, a marketing manager, if he could promote these particular edible oils, for example, अभी जो कर्नाटका में हक्की पिक्की ट्राइब है ना, earlier किसी को पता नहीं था, but when social media marketer has influenced that हक्की पिक्की tribe, they have now become a national figure. Pan India में पूरा famous हो गए. So in that way, now what do you think that Haki Piki tribe wala social media marketer, will he leave his job now? No, because now he has found his aspiration career path in that particular segment. That's why we have to focus upon investment in the rural areas where the gaps are there, which will automatically drive the employment opportunities as such. Moreover, fostering public-private partnerships in large scale, industries can provide structural employment ecosystem where public-private partnership model में बहुत सारे लोग jobs seek, they have earned jobs, and addressing the frustrations of youth facing examination leaks and low recruitment vacancies. You have seen in the NEET examination what happened last year. उससे पहले व्यापम scam, वैसे बहुत सारे scams होते थे. So we have to focus upon these particular issues also, where youth are facing. Telangana mein you can see the group 1 aspiration issues. Andhra Pradesh mein you can see the group 1 aspiration issues. So along with that, if we could provide multiple benefits and alternative employment opportunities, that can be associated very great as such. So finally, coming to the conclusion, while tax relief and short-term policies can provide temporary economic boost, which government has did now, India needs long-term structural reforms to sustain employment and wage growth. Government must focus climate resilient job that support sustainability, point number 1. AI resilient jobs that protect human creativity, point number 2. Second type of job, and aspiration centric job that will align with ambitions, they align with the youth ambitions. By strategically investing in these areas, India can not only mitigate the risk of climate change, this is one thing which we can achieve, and automation, but also unlock the full potential of its workforce, reducing the unemployment rate as such. Finally, reducing unemployment is the goal that we can do along with the climatic change action also, paving the way for truly developed Viksit Bharat. So when climate change bhi hoga, automation se bhi bachenge, and when we are also developing the employment opportunities for the local youth or young people, obviously that will lead to Viksit Bharat. So आप 3 याद रख लो, एक हो गया climate resilient job, एक हो गया AI resilient job, third is aspiration centric job. Clear? And coming to the question of the day, direct questions दिया हूं आज 2 question. Try to write at least 100 to 150 words in this. How can climate resilient jobs contribute to employment generation? Directly try to write 100 words in it. And why is AI resilience important for India's job market? Clear? These are the 2 questions which I have provided you from this particular article. Hope everyone has enjoyed this particular video. If you have liked this, please click on the like button and also share this video as much as you can. Thank you for watching this video. Have an awesome day. Jai Hind.